So we're out again about 8 degrees. Winds are about 15 with gusts to 20. There's the target at 35. I could go out to about 65, but given the winds, that's not going to happen. And also want to shoot the FX because I think tomorrow I've got a Medusa target coming from Pyramid Air. They offered basically a free version of that target if we paid shipping on it. So got that and some exploding golf balls for about $16 total. The Medusa looks like it's limited to about 6 foot-pounds, and the 22 caliber Royale with the power adjusting wheel right here. I want to see how low this can go, and I was also curious how much the pressure has gone down. So yep, as expected, inside the pressure was about 230. I had filled it up outside before, and obviously going from cold to warm, pressure went up, and now it's going from warm to cold, so it's down to right at 220, which is where I was hoping it would be. So it's about a 10 bar drop. First shot, maybe about an inch high. What was the pressure? Yeah, pressure's down to 210. So it's dropped 20 bar, going from inside to 70 degrees inside to 8 degrees outside. A little bit higher. Probably the first 3 or 4 shots are going to be a little wacky. I made kind of a neat smiley face. There we go. Same hole pretty much. Rising higher. Seems to be settling in pretty well, so I'll finish this mag and then switch to the 13s and see what happens with the power adjuster. Not bad. Probably should be shooting over the chronograph, but there's only so much stuff you can set up when it's cold out. There we go. So, not bad for the first group on cold temperatures. So we'll switch to the JSB 14.3s. Keep them at high power, and then I'll reduce the power and see what happens. Okay, I actually did throw the chronograph out there and was able to get a successful shot. I put the rifle back on high power, and let's see what we do here. I'll do probably 3 shots. 903. So yeah, it's shooting slower, but I did adjust the hammer spring compared to the last time I chronoed these pellets. $8.99. $9.02. So switch to medium power. we'll call that high power with the JSP 14's average of 900. $705. $706. $704. And I'm guessing the chronograph, to get the light that it needs, is probably 20 feet away outside of the cabin. And go to low power. Yep, 554. 556. 554. And yeah, I'll just finish up the mag. Alright, had to do a little bit of a reset, top off the gun. No matter what I did with the hammer spring adjustment before, I wasn't getting the velocity that I knew I should. So I just did a couple of quick tests, 2.5 turns out on the hammer spring with JSP 18s. I'm getting 900 or just a shade under. So I'll do a few more shots. So you can see there's a few on the top right dot. Those are my warm-up when off camera. And I'm actually doing a hold under based on the other shots. That was 896. So I'm holding under with the scope online. Same, 896. And, wow, the wind is really picking up. $902. $899. $893. And maybe just a few more shots in this magazine. Now that the velocity is back where I know it could and should be. Yeah. So now I'll do a few more chrony tests with the lighter JSPs and maybe a few Crosman. Alright, got JSP 14s in there now. Sun is out. Ran one over the chrony 946 with 2.5 turns out on the hammer spring. So we'll see how it goes. So hitting high. $948. I'll do 2 or 3. $947. And another $947. So not great accuracy. You know, it looks like maybe 4 shots within maybe half, 3/4 inch. And that was on high. We'll go down to medium. I'll shoot at the same target. I'm guessing this should be about dead on. Yep. 716 feet per second. Much more accurate, 724. A little windy out there. 722. So we'll go on low. And I will aim at the top left target again. So you can see where the other hits were before. So maybe a little higher. Not sure if that's right on the crowny or not. Let's see where I am. Try to shoot actually over the crowny, not at the crowny. Fingers are getting pretty numb. 868, I'm sorry, 568. Same hole, 572. And actually my propane just ran out. Turn that off. And it's surprisingly accurate, 572 I think. .570, so doing okay. I may run the crowny out to the actual distance and see what the velocity is there and how many feet per second I get at 35 yards. Again, idea is I'm going to be using the Medusa target and want to shoot as soft as I can. Oh, I probably will shoot a few Crosmans at this distance just to see what happens. So finish up this mag and then that was it. So I will, let's see, while the crowny's working at this distance, shoot a few Crosman over it just for the heck of it. They'll be a lot cheaper, but they are a harder pellet and they may damage the Medusa a little bit more than the softer JSPs. By the way, the chronograph is about 14 feet away. Last shots with the JSP 14s were shooting 570 at low power. I've got a magazine of typical Crosman, Crosman Premiers. These aren't hollow points. And I don't know if I've ever shot them out of the FX. So I'll start off at high power. And I did leave a note on these that I did try pledging them. I don't remember doing that, must have been a while ago. So your typical Crosman Premiers that have been pledged, I guess. Don't know if it's still on there. My fingers are so numb I really can't feel anything. But let's see how we do on high power. So I'll be aiming at the center target. And it's a bit windy again. So about 1 inch high. 928 feet per second. I'll do probably three shots here at high. 929. About maybe a quarter inch off the first one. .928. Switch to medium power. And again, the only reason why I'm using Crosman is that I'm just playing around, seeing what my options are for that Medusa paddle. And something like that, shooting the paddle that spins around. Crosman, if I end up able to shoot these reasonably well, might as well save my JSP for something else. Same point of aim. Apparently talking and cocking the gun is too hard for me today. .713, dropped maybe an inch and a quarter from the first group on high. .715. point of aim and point of impact are pretty much the same now. And that was pretty accurate. 715 feet per second again. Let's see, do one more. .717, and the point of impact is back near the first one. Low power, same aim, same target. Yep, at least 2.5 inches lower. 555. .560. And it's blowing out there. 558. .560. The paper might have blown up. I'm not sure if the target was down when I shot that one or not. .560, and that was it. What I'll probably do, since the groups are reasonably okay, I may actually move the chrony out to that distance and get a true velocity at 35 yards. So the chrony's now out at 35 yards. So wanted to see what the velocity was at that. I know that the point of impact is going to be a good 2 inches lower at that distance. So I've got to obviously aim a little bit high so I don't hit the chrony. Again, shooting on low power at 35 yards with Crosman Premier. I don't think that read. It still says 559. Okay, 480. Yeah, that was a good shot. I don't know if my other camera's going to catch pellet, but I'm seeing it pretty clearly. .477. Error. .488. So at 14 feet it was shooting, I think it was right about 10 foot-pounds. So we'll have to do a quick look up and see what 488 feet per second at 35 yards is for foot-pounds of. I'm going to readjust and shoot a few more groups with these premieres and see how they do. Alright, so on my scope I'm about 1.5 lines down on this reticle. So we'll see how that gives me. I'll be shooting at the top left. Duh. So about the right elevation, maybe an inch to the right. No idea if that's the wind or not. Whoa, wind really took that one. One more, then I'll zoom the other camera out a little bit so you can see what the wind is like. And that one was dead on. 1.5 lines of holdover on this Aeon trajectory record. I'll just finish up the magazine. can't tell. I've forgotten how many I've shot. I'm actually going to put it back on the full power, just for giggles. And top right target, aiming right on. And that was probably high, now that I think about it. I'm going to do hold under one line. Yeah, that was just about right. And that was the last one in this magazine. So that's probably about as much as I'm going to do with the FX for now. I think I figured out what I want for the hammer spring adjustment for my normal JSPs, and I'll probably use both the Crosman and the JSP 14s with the Medusa. Guessing that'll probably be, you know, the 6-7 foot-pounds of energy at 35 yards, and hopefully that target will be pretty fun to shoot at.